This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 685 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products, Nalox. To maintain normal stomach function for your horse, choose Nalox. Hi, Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from Kim Walness. Kim competed on her legendary partner, the Gray Goose, in Europe and in the U.S. as a member of the United States Equestrian Team from 1980 to 1986. Her career highlights including winning team and individual bronze medals at the World 3-Day Event Championships in Lumellen, Germany, and winning the prestigious Rolex Kentucky 3-Day event in 1982. These days, she travels throughout the United States as an instructor and coach. Today's tip is an excerpt from the Horses in the Morning show where Kim is talking about the Gray Goose being inducted into the Eventing Hall of Fame. She shares her experiences getting to know this unique and talented equine athlete and how we can apply those lessons to all of our horse training relationships.
Well, if you're a regular listener to the show, you know we talk a lot about Kentucky Performance Products, and that's because they are a name you can trust to give you the most value for your supplement money. Kentucky Performance Products offers supplements designed to target specific problems and are made with high-quality ingredients included at effective levels. The company's supplements are intended to complement, not compete, with your dressage horse's current feeding program, guarding against over-supplementation, and each product is backed by sound research and a money-back satisfaction guarantee. And today we'd like to talk to you about Nalox, the original equine antacid. It's recommended by veterinarians and leading horsemen as a way of maintaining a healthy stomach, which reduces the risk of ulcers. Nalox can be given daily to horses exposed to stressful conditions or as needed when shipping, competing, or during stall confinement. You know, you can learn about Nalox and all the products at Kentucky Performance Products at kppusa.com. That's Kentucky Performance Products at kppusa.com.
And now, enjoy today's tip.
With Gray, his big piece was fear. And so he felt constrained by the fact that he was never allowed to really check things out. He just had to go do something. This was the way he, when you start a horse, it's like, okay, you have to do it my way, and you have to suck it up, and you have to go forward, and you have to. So what stopped him from finally dumping me every day was when I finally said, okay, I'm just going to lead him around the area where I'm going to ride and let him look at everything, because I think this is coming from fear, not being cranky and rude and all that other stuff that everybody else was calling him. So when I did that, he didn't bolt and he didn't buck. If it was in an arena out on the trail, now that's another story, many stories. But go ahead.
Wow, I was just going to say, so yours. It's amazing that horses will sit here and they will tell you these things. I find that most of the problems that come from the horses I have is either fear or pain, and you just never know the exact history of what the horses have. So if you can take away their pain and start to show them that they don't have to have fear. Look what you did with your horse. I mean, you're saying this horse dumped you every day, and then you went and ran him, in a situation that you were like Rolex, like crazy. So there had to be a breakthrough moment. Do you remember the day that was like, oh my God, I think I got it?
Well, there were two breakthrough days. One was actually shipping him over from Ireland to the United States. This was, we brought Gray over in 1976, and they were still, picking the crate up with a crane and putting it on the plane. Gosh. I know. And And so I didn't come over with him. And there's a whole long story behind that. So I didn't come over with him. But the lady said, it was pretty scary for the horses. We brought over a mare by the same sire at the same time. So there were two of them that we brought over. And then in quarantine, she said they had to go through this solution on the ground. And Gray had a real thing about water. I mean, this amazing horse who just flew across anything cross country started out with an absolute terror of ditches and water. Terror of them. Wouldn't go near them. No, they're going to eat me. So she said, they survived all that, and he was a different horse after that. He had more self-confidence. I mean, that's really the issue behind all of this when you think about all these horses. When you're asking about that one point, they're lacking in self-confidence and self-esteem. They've been told they're bad. They've been told they're wrong, and their constant negative input, both physically and emotionally. And that was something I realized I had to build in Gray, his self-confidence. And with that eventually came self-esteem. But to get back to that trip, he didn't spook and bolt in the way he used to in Ireland once he got to the States. It's like he felt like, I survived this. I'm stronger than I think I am. And the second break, he gave him confidence. And the second breakthrough moment was our first lesson with Sally Swift. That changed everything, because before that, I often say to people, if I had owned a gun and knew how to shoot, I would have put both me and Gray out of our misery. I mean, dressage was bad. We were always last. We were always last in dressage, but we could come up with the jumping. But we were always. It was awful. It was just awful. It was miserable for me and miserable for him. And the other horses I rode, I got great scores on. We did great, but not me and Gray. No, it was just awful because we fought all the time. And then Sally Swift came along and showed me how to do it differently with softness and kindness. And I was in a lot of pain from injuries at that time, and she showed me how it was my own muscle tension from guarding against the pain that was actually causing the pain. And so she showed me how to release that and how to sit and use my body differently, and Gray was a whole different horse from that day forward. All of a sudden, we were having fun in the dressage, not just cross country.
Well, there you go. To listen to all of Kim's tips, just go to horsetipdaily.com and go to the Experts drop-down menu on the left. You can also go to Kim's website, thewayofthehorse.com. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily, because they make these podcasts possible. Today's sponsor has been Kentucky Performance Products. Ask for Nalox and Nalox Advanced by name at your local tack and feed supplier, or you can visit them at kppusa.com. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.